All right, so let's go through the list. MDD, aka major depressive disorder, aka depression. Generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, OCD, PTSD, and substance use disorder. Those are the diagnoses that I've gotten throughout my life by various doctors. You'd think I wouldn't be functioning or on a cocktail of meds right now to handle all that, now wouldn't ya? Fun fact, I haven't been on meds for 10 years, baby. And all these diagnoses are considered remitted, which means I don't meet the diagnostic criteria for them anymore. How did I do that? Well, it definitely didn't happen overnight, but I did it. I'm here to help you through your experiences that you might be having, working through getting your shit together and mental health. I'm Brittany. Let's do this. Like, where do you even start with this? I didn't even know where to start in this video because I remember not being able to figure out where to start when it came to my mental health. So I'm just going to go with what my gut is saying here, and we're going to start with depression. Depression. If you've been depressed, if you are depressed, if you have had the slightest taste of depression, or even if you're just feeling all sorts of low and funky, we all know that shit sucks. What we don't all know, or at least what many of us think, especially when we are in the thick of it, is that there is a way out of it. There are ways to move through depression, y'all. Believe it or freaking not. And this goes for everything. And I will always remind you of this. If we tell ourselves there is no way out and that this is just how I'm forever going to be and how it has to be, then that's exactly how it's going to be for you. And I get it. I freaking get it. It's how things have been for you, and it's hard as hell to get out of it. So, of course, it's going to feel like we can't get out of it. But just because we think it doesn't make it true. And just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not possible. If we tell ourselves it's not possible, then that's the story we've decided to go with. But you can shift your story. You just have to make the choice to. What's Einstein's definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Same way we gotta look at this. You keep telling yourself over and over again that you are stuck like this. If we keep going about it and thinking about it the same way, we're gonna have the same results. Obviously, this hasn't worked for us because we're in the same place. If it ain't budging, something gotta shift. Real important question. Do you think that unhappiness in your situation is the problem? That being unhappy is the problem? I have a secret. Unhappiness is normal. What? Yeah, dude. Unhappiness is normal. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing either. It's just an experience we have in response to a situation. Any emotion is a response to a situation. Emotions help us discern whether or not we like something, whether or not a particular situation is one we can jive with or not. But us humans, we are very quick to say that because we're experiencing unhappiness, that it's a bad thing and it cannot be here. We must get away from this feeling. This feeling is not okay. So then we try to outrun it. Your brain is smart. Human beings are operating every moment based on past experiences because we're always learning. Every time we learn, which is every freaking day, our brain is basically updating itself with information to operate based on. So if you've ever had a feeling of unhappiness, your brain remembers. And it's like, no ma'am, we will not be going there. Your brain also remembers all the gross little thoughts that came with that feeling of unhappiness. Unhappiness means we suck. Unhappiness means we're stuck here. Unhappiness means we're single for life. Unhappiness means we're ugly. Happiness means insert all of the beautiful thoughts you might have had here. So you start to freak out. And again, try to outrun it. Another fun fact, trying to get away from that feeling is what keeps us there. We have just entered into the soul suck cycle. 1, we experience something that triggers unhappiness. 2, our brain wigs out because it remembers being unhappy. It remembers and triggers all the negative thoughts and feelings and memories we've had in the past, making us feel more unhappy. 3, We try to outrun that feeling because it's awful. And we end up staying unhappy. Rinse, lather, repeat. Why does it happen though? Why does your brain do this? Why would it do this to us? Freaking traitor. Because your brain is doing exactly what its job is. Thinking its way out of an issue. Your brain's doing its job of coming up with solutions to reach your goals. Example, when you get up in the morning and start your routine to get to work, are you actively and consciously thinking about each step along the way? Or you just go through the motions? You get to work and that's that. Once you get to work, you don't continue thinking about how you got to work. You've written a paper for class. You don't keep thinking about writing that same paper. Once you ran your errands, you don't keep thinking about running those same errands. Once it's off your brain's checklist, it's done. It doesn't have to figure out how to get you there by telling your body to move its legs and get to the car and blah, blah, blah anymore. Your brain moves on to new things. But if you're unhappy, your goal is to be happy, to get away from that feeling. Your brain can't just see happiness if you don't perceive happiness. It's going to keep freaking out to get you to happiness until you find happiness. You're just going to stay in that soul suck cycle. So what do? First things first. We have to retrain our brain to understand that unhappiness is not a negative thing. Unhappiness isn't something we have to run from. It's only running from it because in the past we've learned that this was terrible and we don't want to be there. What if the next time we're experiencing unhappiness, we remind ourselves that this is okay. I'm allowed to feel unhappy. Unhappiness is showing me something. What if we allow ourselves to feel unhappy? We allow ourselves to be in the experience. By feeling unhappiness, we aren't demanding that an experience needs to fit in with our ideas of how things should be. Being in that moment allows the experience to just be. We can be content even if something feels unpleasant. We can be content even if we aren't exactly where we want to be. Now, mind you, by doing this, we aren't saying it's okay to be unhappy forever. We aren't succumbing to this life of unhappiness. What we're doing is allowing ourselves to experience the emotion for what it is, an emotion, rather than outrunning it. An emotion does not have to be the definition of our entire existence. The emotion is a response to a situation. Again, bringing up all the old patterns of thought and emotions we once had every time it arises once again. But what if I step away from the experience and ask myself, what is this emotion showing me? And you can even start with joy or anger or any other emotion you experience. What is this emotion showing me? What is it telling me about the things in my life that I'm not okay with or the things that I do enjoy? It could be an actual situation or it could even be a thought. Even if we're thinking, I suck at everything, or I'm never going to succeed in my life, those gross ass thoughts can totally bring up feelings of unhappiness. Notice it. Notice what your emotions are showing you. Use them as a guide. How can we use our emotions as a freaking superpower to teach us things about the magic and mystery of being human? Remember, you can make this mindset part of your story, part of your experience. All it takes is choosing to do so. My friends, I know that depression or feeling low can suck majorly. I've been there, but please know you are not alone. I'm here for you. There are literally millions of coaches and therapists out there who are here for you as well, but you have to be here for you too. And the fact that you're watching this video is a kick-ass way to remind yourself that you're here for you. And that's pretty badass. This video is not the end-all be-all of curing depression either. There are a ton of steps to this process, but one step is a leap, and you're well on your way. Please stay tuned for more videos on working through depression and anxiety the mindful way. Way to go! Way to show up for yourself, and way to be willing to work toward getting your shit together. I'm Brittany, you're awesome. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment. Please share these videos with someone who needs it. Sharing is caring. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Brittany Luna Shift. Until next time, keep killing it.